Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. First of all, thank you guys so much for your support on my first crochet tutorial. I feel like I could have done so much better, but I was like, let me just start with where I'm at. You guys are so encouraging and it's just like really filling up my heart. So it inspired me to make a video because along with people asking for my tutorials and patterns, a lot of people do ask me, how did I learn how to crochet? A lot of people tell me they're inspired by my business and how I run things. So I was like, you know what? A good video. My baby shower is tomorrow, so I'm in the middle of cleaning up and doing a lot of stuff. So I kind of just am around the house doing things and thought I would do this really quick. So let's get into the video. So basically, I know so many of you guys want to know how I started my crochet business. And so let's go into it. So first of all, I had interest in crochet in about 2018. I went and bought yarn, and it was a big skein of purple yarn from Joann's. I got a hook and everything, and I sat down one day. I don't think I really put on videos. I was just like trying to figure it out myself. And this is around when I was like modeling and stuff, so that more so had my attention, and I was like focused on that and really wanted that to be what I was doing at the time. And so I kind of like tried it, and then like I just kind of like gave up on it, forgot about it, threw it to the side, but I still really wanted to do it. If you know me, I have been into fashion for a long time. My mom has taken me to many fashion shows. I was getting headshots when I was little, trying out for modeling, and it just never went through, but I kept trying, and I'm really good at it, and I got booked for things, and I've had success in it, but there was always a deeper purpose. But I say this to say, my favorite part about fashion was like me envisioning myself in like the craziest outfits, like, you know, just always having a huge imagination. Like even one time I was very young, like 8 or 9, I made an outfit out of wrapping paper, Phoenix Suns wrapping paper. Yes, I'm from Phoenix. And I made an outfit out of it. And I used to do a lot of crafts when I was little. I would make jewelry. I just did a lot of random stuff. I was very creative. So my favorite part about modeling, like watching America's Next Top Model and stuff, is seeing them put the props together, seeing the outfits they come up with, and that being able to come to life and tell a story. So even though I loved the art of taking the picture, it really hit me. Like, I want to say last year, I'm like, yo, like I've always really loved the creative direction of things. So to me, crochet kind of reflects that, because now I can, you know, with yarn, there's so many things you can do. So I just give that as a background because I feel like that's why it's working out so well for me, because it's not something that I was just like, oh, I see all these girls on Instagram and all these things do it, and I want to do it too. They're making money, they're successful at it, I can do it. You know, like sometimes I feel like people don't have the right heart space, and I feel like this video can go into no matter what business that you're doing with what I'm gonna say. I feel like this can be applied to other businesses other than crochet pretty much. So again, I say all this to say is this was something that was in me as a little girl. I always wanted to design clothes. When I moved to LA, one of the first things I did was went downtown, looked at some pieces, bought some stuff before everything was stolen from me, which y'all will know about that story later. If you don't already, if you've been following me, you know I've been through it. So, and I was like telling my man, he was my boyfriend at the time, now husband, and our baby's coming. I was gonna start a lingerie line. Like I had this really dope idea that I'm keeping to myself because I can use it for other things. But yeah, so I've been really serious about getting like some pieces out and creating a brand since 2017. And I was still modeling, doing background acting and all these things, and I kind of was just like waiting for it to come to fruition. I knew I wanted to do it. I knew I had the talent. I knew I had the ideas. I just didn't necessarily know where to start. Like the whole picture wasn't there yet, but I felt it in my spirit. Soon after that, one of these girls I was cool with, she started crocheting, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And then, like, you know, throughout the years, I would just come across people who crochet, whether it's online, in person, and I just started like it kind of just started simmering in my spirit. The more I saw it, the more I was like, I think I want to do this. I think I want to do this. So 2020, I moved from Atlanta to Houston. This is during the pandemic. I was a Lyft driver. I had quit my job not too long before this, and the pandemic hit. And I was just like, but thank God I had unemployment. That was such a blessed time for me. So I had unemployment, and I didn't really spend much money. We just like kept saving it because me and him, we were both getting unemployment because we were both self-employed and had worked the whole year previous and all of that. So I'm just sitting around like, what do I want to do? Like, this is the perfect time to do things. Like, I don't want to just spend this money or like live off of it for a few months and be okay and then have to go back to work or do this or do that. I was like, what do I want to do? And, you know, the crochet thing just was still in my spirit. I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. So I went back to Joann's. I got me some hooks. I got me some yarns. And I was like, I am not moving from this spot until I figure out how to do this. And it just happened. And then like the next day, I was working on a shirt. Days later, the shirt was done. And I just started going in. I just started making all these things. And, you know, it just like worked in my brain the right way. Like, I don't know, it just clicked. And then I just decided I'm going to start a brand. What was scary about it was I didn't know how I was going to do it. I was so scared to get orders. As much as I wanted orders, I was scared because I was like, I never measured anybody else. But because of modeling and being around a lot of women with other body types and having a lot of friends who are different body types, I feel like I can kind of eye people and for the most part tell. So at first, you know, I wasn't the greatest. I made things a little too big, sometimes a little too small. And along the way, now, let me tell you, I did watch YouTube tutorials on how to crochet, how to do this. I more so look up techniques, like how to do a rib stitch or something. But even since day one, like my first tutorial, it was too big because I used a whole different yarn and a whole different hook. Like, I've never just like made it exactly the way they said it because I don't know, it just didn't seem fun that way. Like, I want to do my own things. So, and I also get irritated, like, not irritated, but I'm not good at the patience thing. So sometimes just like watching a 30-40 minute tutorial is kind of like, it eats at me because like I just want to create. So I was just like, you know what, trial and error. I got the basics down and I'm okay with this right now. Let me get this single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet down and just make pieces with what I can know. So to me, I feel like my pieces have been basic. Y'all seem to think otherwise, which is wow, like very humbling, very just like, I'm taken back all the time. The way people view my work, you know, is very heartwarming to me. And so, yeah, just a lot of trial and error, you guys. I've revamped like all of my designs 3-4 times. I start off with this hook, or I used to make it this way, and over time as I'm working on things, like I'll just be up and then like a thought will come in my mind and be like, try this next time, and I like it so much better. So it's like there's nothing that I'm doing, there's nobody that's teaching me these things. Like, I literally just picked it up. My grandma and great grandma used to both crochet and knit, so I don't know if it's like in my DNA somewhere, but so yeah, that's basically how I started, and just like trial and error. I made so many mistakes. I've wasted a lot of yarn. I gave away a lot of pieces because I just wasn't happy with some of them to sell wise. So during the pandemic, I had that year because it was like I started in like July or August, and then I started my business in September. So 3 weeks, I made the pumpkin spice set, which like went viral pretty much. like a little viral. But I was glad because I'm like, this is my first thing, like for it to get all that. I was just like, wow, like, and then that to me was like confirmation, like keep going. You know what I mean? So yeah, I made my first set within 3 weeks, and I was like I was like, wow. But I still felt like I had a lot of work to be done. Anyway, let me not ramble too much. I'm trying to stay on track and not make this so long. So yeah, and then I started my business and I started making clothes, and it was slow for the first few months. So what I did is I just dedicated my time to practice. I mostly made stuff for myself so I could take pictures and things, and you know, just get as good as I can. I wasn't getting a lot of customs. My pre-mades, they were taking a while to sell, but like I said, a lot of things I gave away too. So I just every day, from the time I wake up to the time I go to sleep, 6 days a week crocheting. Not on my phone, just like determined. Like, I don't know, it's just like there's like a drive in me. And that's why, you know, I never really tried to start a business, because I can't just do something with money. Like, I have to actually love what I do. I was tired of not getting a whole lot of sales all at once. I was tired of like, but at the same time, I was like, okay, I don't want to be thirsty though. Like, I don't want to be desperate. I want what God has for me. So I went on Twitter and I was like following some other small businesses, and like maybe they sold natural skincare or they were into holistic things, which that's what my brand is about. That hippie chick isn't just like, oh, I'm hippie and da, 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 da. It's like, yes, I'm free spirited. Yes, I love like the boho chick fashion style, but it's also because I'm vegan. It's also because I believe in natural birthing and all these things, like the nomad way of life, all that goes into my brand. So natural skincare, things of the like. So I found brands that to me kind of represented parts of my business, of who I am, because I am my brand too. One thing that I feel like helped me and has helped me since I've been on social media is I tell a story. I've basically documented my journey since I've been on social media. There's people who follow me since MySpace, maybe 2009. No, that wasn't 2009, like 2000 something, earlier than 2009. I really got serious on social media about 2012, 2013. So over the last, 9 years, there's people who've seen me go from this little girl who just graduated high school. I went to dental school. I did this. I chased modeling. I lived in how many ever different states, and to them that equates fearless. Like, people would be like, dang, how you just have like the confidence to do that? So I have that aspect too. So I feel like people buy into that. I've talked about my miscarriage. I've talked about things, and I don't do these things for that. This is just who I am. So on top of having a brand that people can support, now like I'm bringing in people who like my craft, who like these creative things. And I'm continuing to be myself. And now they're seeing who I am. And they're like, you know what? There's a lot of crochet artists, but I like her. I like what she talks about. You know what I mean? And so that's why I don't really worry about everyone crocheting or like sharing a pattern. Because at the end of the day, for one, I have my own touch. Like, I don't know, I feel like the way I hold the hook make my stitches look a certain way. Can't nobody have that. Nobody has that. And who I am, the things that I've been through in life, nobody else has been through that. So only I have a story that I could tell the way I could tell it. Nobody has my vibe, my essence, all these things. So I use that to go into my business. So like I said, on Twitter, I went on and I started following people who followed their business or was like really interactive. And so then like I started getting a lot of sales from Twitter. And my Instagram, I still only had like a few hundred followers. And one day this girl with like 50,000 followers retweeted me, and I had got followers and all these people and stuff. And I was like, you know what? So I made her a few free pieces, and I was like, if you keep retweeting my work and stuff, I'll make pieces for you, which my pieces cost money and they're beautiful. So yes, she was down, and that really helped me. I'm grateful for her. It helped me on my Instagram and my Twitter. So for a while, like here and there, I just kept following people, mostly like on Twitter, on Facebook. You know, that's just like more of a word of mouth thing, people sharing my work, and I'm in a few groups. So Facebook and Twitter was like where I was getting most of my orders at first. And then like I was just like posting randomly on Pinterest. Like I was just like playing around with it, like, oh, let me see. And I had like left it alone for a while, and I went on one day to have a million people have seen my stuff, and I was getting all kinds of followers and all these things, and I was like, wait, like I was just playing around, but it went up. I had no idea. And so and on Instagram, same thing. I started running ads, and I wasted a lot of money. Not wasted, because some of the ads did good to an extent, but I'm not gonna put $100 into an ad. Like, I'm not that desperate. But I was just doing it to try it out, because like for me as a business owner, I'm not gonna just create, like, I'm gonna take it serious. So I was just doing things. I started a Facebook business page, like just really doing everything. I got my LLC and taking this serious. So on Instagram, you know, the ads kind of help, but when people started tagging me in their stuff, their friends would follow, and then like people from Facebook started following me on Instagram, and maybe they had 17,000 followers, bought something from me, and that's when I started like building, and like I went from like 200-300 followers to like 800-900. The girl from Twitter followed me, and a lot of her followers were starting to follow me, and just all that stuff. So that was like very organic. And then I created a dress one day. I created the Radiant One dress, and it went viral. It went viral everywhere without me doing anything. It just like went viral, and like I just started getting followers and followers and followers, like, and then I got to 10,000 like that. And I posted one again, and that one went viral, even more viral than the first one on Instagram. And it went viral on Pinterest too. So now I'm going viral on Pinterest. The people from Pinterest are following me on Instagram. I'm making TikToks randomly, like not even being serious, y'all. Like I'm just playing around. I'm like, I like to create. So all this stuff was by accident, but I was consistent. I was at home every day, even behind closed doors, even if you don't see me post, even if you don't know all the things I've made with my two hands. If I don't talk about it, I am working. And I'm praying about it. That's the main thing, is I was praying to God, like, just show me, like, what do I need to do? What do I need to focus on right now? Because you can't do everything. I mean, you can. Let me not say you can't, because there's people out there, you can do anything. So don't let me speak that. But when you're starting out, you got to start somewhere, you know? So my main focus was just creating and making pieces. And as much as I wanted really good content or photo shoots or this and that, I was like, you know what? Let me just spend my money on all this yarn and packaging. Even though people are, yes, a lot of people are probably going to throw the business cards away. A lot of people might not care about the package. But in that moment, you see, I love studying people. And I know me. I'm high maintenance in a sense. Like, I like nice stuff. So I'm very impressed. I'm trying to impress myself. Like, what would impress me when I get a package from somebody? So I'm like, let me go on Amazon. I can link all this stuff for you guys if you want. Let me know. Let me buy the cute packaging. Let me buy the cute wrapping paper. Let me spend money on these business cards and thank you cards, because I had the money as well. I was like, you know what? To make money, I'm gonna have to spend money. I spent like $2,000 up front. Like I had got into some serious commas in the beginning of my business. And you know what? I'll make another video. Things that I wish I knew before I started my crochet business, because I was just all over the place. I was buying fabric. I was buying this. I was buying that. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just wanted to have stuff. And then by the time I would be able to even get to there, my brain and my creativity, my technique, my skills were on another level. So now I'm coming into different yarn, and I'm like, oh, I have an idea for that. So now I have all this yarn sitting over here that I thought I was gonna do with, but now, so one thing for sure is I wouldn't have bought so much yarn up front, but it's gonna get used regardless. So yeah, I invested into whatever I felt, and I've made more than what I spent now. Like, I made $1,000 when I had relaunched after my miscarriage, and that was just a blessing. And it's just been up from there. Like, you know, I just feel like it was all ordained. Like God kind of just blessed me, because I feel like what I was moving from a pure heart space. And like, I feel like the actions and my intentions, I write things down. I write the goals that I want down, and then I keep my faith. Like God's going to come through on this promise. And I don't do these things because I want them, because other people have them. I don't do these things. I just want, like, I don't know. I'm just very, very, very passionate about whatever I do. You know, there's no shortcut to anything. There's no shortcut. There's no secret tool or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I do think hard work, consistency, dedication, truly loving what you do, keeping God first, so he can bless you and you can glorify him, and just going back to like what made you happy as a child and walking in the purpose that God has for you. I feel like that's the key right there. And whatever God puts on your heart, just do it, because there's been times where I maybe didn't really like something I made, and it went up. It went all the way up. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, I wasn't expecting that. And then there's things that I'm like, man, this is cute. They're going to eat this up. Cricket. I mean, essentially everything's been bought in. Everything that I've made that I've put up for sale have sold. So, you know, even if I'm in the midst of something and I'm like, I'm not really liking this the way I thought I was, I finish it because I'm like, somebody's going to like it. You just have to be positive and speak positivity into yourself. So, yeah. If you guys have any more questions, I can do another like kind of like Q&A type of thing. Thank you guys so much for watching. I pray you guys have a blessed day. So, I will see you guys next time.